Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm trying to fix up a Jeep for my nephew. Every time this thing runs, you run about 20 miles and then it just shuts off and it won't crank back up until about an hour later, or sometimes maybe even 2 hours later, and the Jeep will cut off, and it seems like once it cools down it'll fire right back off, and then you go through the same process all over again. Well, the neighbors are killing somebody, it sounds like. Just joking, they're just shooting guns. But the temperature on this thing will get over just a little over halfway mark on this, about, I don't know, 210 degrees. And then as soon as it gets over that halfway mark, it winds up dying. It'll run until it gets to get up to that temperature, and then the vehicle dies. And so I'm not sure what's going on with it. Like I said, it's a 1996 Jeep Cherokee Sport, 4-wheel drive, automatic. And it seems like it runs good when it's actually running, but when it dies on you, I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know. The guy I took it to kind of burned me on about $700 worth of stuff. He put an extra fan on this, which it didn't have one, and I've not seen the fan kick in yet. So I'm kind of wondering what's going on with it. He says he put a crankshaft sensor in it, but I don't trust that he maybe done that, and I'm just wondering if that's it or not. Tomorrow I'm going to change the spark plugs, wires, distributor cap, rotor button, the ignition coil, and I've got a brand new gas tank and fuel pump and all that to go back in this. And if that don't take care of it, then I'm kind of stuck not knowing what it is. So I'm gonna let this thing sit here and run for a minute, but the temperature is already going up a little bit, but it'll die in a minute. Cherokee Sport. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it needs some work done to the inside of it, and the floor pans and all, but to just pedal around in, I thought it would be a pretty good vehicle for him to drive and have. But I got to get this thing fixed first, and I'm not sure what's going on. So if you guys can give me any hints, or if you've worked on one of these Jeeps before, like I said, you run it till it gets over halfway, until the temperature gets right above halfway mark up there, and the vehicle will just totally die out. And it won't, you can turn it and it'll turn over, but it won't crank, and it won't, and it, once you leave it alone, you can go inside, leave it alone for about an hour or so, wait till everything cools off, come back out, and it'll fire right back off again. So I need to figure out what this problem is. It's driving me nuts, and I'm spending a lot of money, and I don't know what to do about it. So I'll talk to you guys later. And if you know anybody that's got any parts, I'm just wondering. I mean, parts on this thing ain't too awful bad to fix it up, but I still need to figure out what the problem is. And I can work on some things, but troubleshooting, I'll wind up replacing everything on it, because it's I do mechanic a little bit, but not on like a lot of stuff. So, and it'll shut off in a little bit. I was hoping while I was talking to you guys. Like I said, it's running now. But I'm just waiting to see. Waiting around to see if it gets up enough and shuts off. I mean, it will shut off again. It always does. It kind of acts like to me that and I might be wrong, it sounds like to me that it sounds like kind of like the fuel pump may be getting hot and then just cutting fuel to it altogether. Because once it cools off, it cranks fine. So this video is going on 7 minutes. There's the oil pressure. And the battery. I don't know, guys. I don't know how long it'll run right now, but like I said, normally you can run like maybe 20 miles down the road and then it'll shut off. When the Jeeps are running, they're affordable to fix if you can figure out what's going on with them to fix it. What's crazy is this vehicle, and I know they're cheaper to buy because people buy them and go take them four-wheeling. But a guy met me, I saw a guy in Ingalls one day in the auto parts section, and my nephew was looking for a Jeep, and he was asking me about a battery. And me and him got into a discussion, and he said he was putting the battery in his Jeep, and that every time that the Jeep ran hot, that it would shut off. And I asked him what he was wanting for the Jeep, and he said, well, let me think about it, and he took my number down, And he called me back, I think the next day, or either a day or two. He called me back and said he had been thinking about it, and he sold me this Jeep for $300. So I got $300 in the Jeep, but I've put several $100s in it just trying to get a guy to fix it. And he must have been a mechanic. And here's the wing dinger of it, guys. He kept this Jeep for 9 months. 9 months I didn't have this Jeep, and it was doing the same thing. He said he went through the grounds, said the grounds was okay. Said the fan that he got, he put a fan on it, which I've not seen the fan cut on yet. I gave him $1,150 to start out on, and he wound up telling me at the very end of it that it needed a computer. That's why it was doing this. Well, long story short, I went and I sent off and got a rebuilt computer, another computer to fit in this. Hooked the computer up, fired right off. We drove it, didn't think we was going to have a problem. It started dying, doing the same thing. It would run hot or start getting just a little bit hot, and then it would shut completely off. Then you'd have to wait another hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, and crank it back up and go again, and that's where I'm at now. So yeah, it's been a little bit aggravating. So the temperature is getting up there a little bit. I'm still going to give it some gas and see what happens. So this thing's been running over 12 minutes right now. And if I can keep this video going, I'm going to keep it going until it shuts off and show you guys how long it takes and what it's doing. Like I said, this is a 1996 Jeep Cherokee Sport with a 4.0. That's what the gas meter says on it, so I'm not sure if it's right or not, but there it goes. 13 minutes and something, it died. Then when you go try to crank it again, nothing. It won't crank back. Right there's what the temperature gauge says. Yep, it ain't gonna crank back, guys. Lord, this is aggravating as crap. But this is what I'm dealing with. See, you can drive it about 13 minutes and then you'll have this problem. You'll be sitting on the side of the road because I had to get it towed back home last Sunday because it done this. This is actually last Sunday when well, about a week before that, I put the computer in the car, and then that Sunday, my stepson drove it to try to get it up here to my house, and this is what it's doing. So it's doing the same thing it's always done. So please put in the comments what you think it is, what you think I should do. Like I said, right now it's a headache, but I do have a brand new gas tank. And I'm going to drop the gas tank, put a new gas tank and everything on it. I'm going to change the ignition coil. I've got new wires, new plugs, all that to put back on it. I've put a brand new air filter in it. I'm going to wind up changing the oil. But other than that, guys, I have no clue what to do. Thank you for watching my video. Maybe somebody out there that's dealt with these Jeeps and everything can tell me what's going on. Thank you.